So we open with Jennifer saying the target is Margaret. No, the target should be your mortgage, which you didn't even know was a construction loan for $1.3 million. The target should be not being Teresa Giudice. Oh my God, it's only 2 parts! Yes! I mean, quiet as it's kept, it should be 1. Didn't fecal matter happen this season? Not fecal matter. Ooh, Margaret's kitchen is flawless. Oh my God, that kitchen. Her wig. Well, girl, you just paid for the kitchen, so I'm gonna let your wig pass today. I don't know why you're wearing a nun's robe, but I guess again, the kitchen. Oh Lord, Black Dolores done got some vajayjay rejuvenate. DeLolo, how you gonna say you embarrassed when you brought up your new latex lady pods? Teresa, really? We don't want to hear about your WAP. And I'm honestly wondering what that P stands for. Penitentiary? Fella with a PH? I didn't know Margaret had a natural born son. I only thought she had stepchildren. She never seemed to mention who's the father. Jan? So we asked Margot, why do you have so little respect for stay-at-home moms since you always say Jennifer just wants to live off her husband even though she's raising 5 children? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had enough raising Pete. I needed a nanny for me and Pete. So Marge wants to say that Jennifer is materialistic. We have a different set of values. Look, on your Instagram it says married to a plastic surgeon. She said that's a fact. And that is a fact. Like, low-key, let her promote her husband's business. Like, what? Teresa said, well, I don't think you'd put I'm married to a plumber. What's wrong with a plumber? Plumbers make good money. Like, plumbing is necessary. Like, even during the panning, you needed a plumber. If your toilet ain't working, if you can't shower, child, please. Plumbing is where it's at. Plumbing ain't going nowhere. You can't outsource it. You can't put it on the internet. That's a business that's safe. Actually, Margot, it's not all she talks about. I agree. She said I didn't get my nanny till my 4th child. And at 4, yeah, you know what? I was with his butt when he was a resident and didn't have nothing. So now we doing well. I'ma be happy and you ain't gonna make me feel a way about it. And she talks about her parents incessantly. And God knows she goes on about her boring children. Boring children. I mean, quiet as it's kept, ain't none of the kids interesting. I watched the Housewives. Like, yeah, you may have had some, but I don't need to see it. Unless it's Gia cussing her mama out, I don't need to see it. Oh my goodness, Melissa. Melissa, if there was ever a time for you to shut your mouth, it was now. Whatever goes on between her mama, her daddy, Jennifer's parents, and her, that is in their household. You as a seasoned and old reality show star, no, they're only showing a little bit and they can paint a picture and they want to say, oh, she's throwing the mother under the bus. She's trying to deal with the balance of both of her parents. You need to shut up. I mean, shut all of the ups. She went over and popped you on the mouth right now. All I could do was applaud. Especially the way y'all are about family with the P. You have the nerve, the gall, the gumption, the audacity to speak on her and a culture you know nothing about? Shut up! Just shut up! Oh my God! Oh, Jennifer said it's called Showing My Real Life. You should try it sometime. Margaret said, I don't know about your real life. I know about all the dirt of your family, but I don't know about your real life. She has 5 children. What kind of real life do you think she has? It's either the kids, she probably giving Bill a little pussy, he busy all the time, and she dealing with her parents. That is her real life. Like, I don't think they have to hide nothing. I think she's just boring. And tries to find joy in the little Chanel shit she can get because them 5 kids is stressing her the hell out. It stresses me out thinking about 5 children. Heck, 3 dogs. I wouldn't expect you to recognize family if it pulled on your pigtails, sweetheart. Read, Jennifer, read. But why is Jackie sitting next to Andy saying nothing? just being boring and bony. I think you throw your mother under the bus so you have things to talk about. The woman has her father living with her. She was trying to get her mom to live with her. All that seemed very authentic to me and just what was going on in her life and her household. Jackie, we don't see your life. What do? You sit around, you raise your 4 children, you don't suck your husband's dick, and you deal with your separated parents. We dealt with your separated parents and your special needs brother the first season. How is this any different? That's what happens. People got family. People got stuff going on with their family. We dealt with tight teeth Mama Joyce and how she couldn't stand AJ and probably had him killed. And then Todd came around and she's like, oh, if I did it again, I'll get caught. That's why she's so salty. I'm sorry. We may not like it, but the kids and the families is part of this show. Hold on, Marge. Didn't you have a whole plot line about you leaving your husband and getting with Joe and what happened with your stepchildren and you begging your stepchildren to forgive you for leaving their pappy? I remember, and so does Pepperidge Farm. I think that Jennifer is just closer to her father. Also, her father is closer to the grave. So she's like, okay, I don't know what morning I'm going to wake up and daddy isn't there. So you know what? Whatever he did to mom, I forgive it. I think she's also like, Mom, you need to forgive dad for yourself and just focus on being happy. She's really like, she's at the end of her tether. And she's like, I love both of them and I love both of them equally. And I'm not going to let what happened between them tear me apart or change my opinion of either. And people can't get that. I get it. Everybody gonna say you throwing your mother under the bus. Her mother was a pain in the ass. Also, I would say that her father, absent as he wasn't a pain in her ass. Her mother was taking out the aggression she had against the father on her. So she's like, I love you, but she wants the kids to turn against the father and she won't. I'm glad she said it. I can't believe people, 1, can't see that, and 2, have the nerve to open their mouth and judge. This woman was in an arranged marriage. We as Americans, we don't know nothing about that. So I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to sit back and just listen and learn. I mean, well, I guess Mary from Salt Lake City knows about it since her grandmother arranged for her to marry her step-grandfather. FFTF. See, she's not apologizing. The mom wants Jennifer to apologize for taking her father in, and she's like, I'm not apologizing for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes people want an apology for something. You're like, I don't need to apologize for that. You need to fix your attitude. Melissa said, Jennifer, I haven't said one negative thing about you, but you're always in confessionals talking about me, talking about my husband. Melissa set you up. She didn't say anything because she knew, oh, you're going to talk about me all season and I'm going to let you. Jackie says, Melissa, you think Marge is your friend? Girl, I told her about that heifer that came on the show that said your husband didn't pay her husband. And Marge said, oh, my husband's a plumber. You don't think we know they don't pay people? And then Melissa gonna say, I heard that too. Wait a minute, so you're agreeing with gossip about your brother not paying people when you're already the felon of the family? Now, Marge has a good point. She says, look, if I had said that this season, you would have put it on camera. Oh, God, so now we're going to bring Joe out and talk about their marriage. I don't carriage. So Joe comes out and he says, now hold on. I am not the mean husband. Melissa didn't allow me to go across the street to play cards. Neither one of us allowed each other to do anything, and that's what's changing. Let's not act like I was out gallivanting or whatever. I went to work and brought my happy butt home. I'm asking her to do the same thing, that's all. So she said, look, I'm jealous too. I'm admit I'm jealous, and I never let him out my sight. And I wouldn't let him out my sight either. He one of them, you gotta fuck him every 20 minutes to keep him calm. I'm sure Melissa's nether regions are worn out dealing with Joe. And he still found time to fuck Frank. Cause Frank kissed his ass, which means Frank's eating it. He said, I come home 4 nights a week and she ain't there. I'm bored, which really means you feel alone in the relationship. You can't get married and then just be like, okay, I'm gonna be in this joker part-time. It's a full-time job. So after Marge and DeLolo go back and forth with Joe over the chauvinistic comments, Andy asks, are y'all in a good place? And Joe said, I think we are. And it takes Melissa 5 minutes to answer. And she says, yeah, I'm in a good place with you. She is ready to leave Little Lord Short Lord, but she ain't gonna bust up the family because she got them chilling. I think if she got her own spinoff, she'd leave. But she knows she's not that interesting, that talented, or that entertaining. But now all talk turns to Joe Giudice. And Joe Gorga's like, look, I'm sorry if your daughters is upset that I had to cuss out their daddy, but he put my sister in jail, he hurt my nieces, and he messed with my parents. Do you know how much my mom came to me crying? Because she couldn't come to you because you were too worried about prison. Not jail, but prison. So I'm sorry, maybe people do need to bring up your tired-ass pappy. He is, after all, a felon who got deportated and then couldn't even get his paperwork done to be a citizen. Y'all out here begging Trump for pardons and passes, and he said, you're fired. From America. So now Joe Giudice in an article has said that Teresa's parents lost their home and money because of Joe Gorga. And I believe that. Andy said, look, can you tell Joe to get a ceasefire going? Because if y'all stop talking about each other, I can stop asking about it. Ain't that something? So now Teresa says, well, you know, some Christmases you didn't come by. I mean, you were there for Mom, but there was a Christmas where you didn't come by. Girl, he was there more for your parents than you were because you were too busy palling around prison. Melissa said, well, your husband did call me a raccoon. Honey, that eyeshadow did give you a raccoon feel. So Joe wants an apology. Why you get so mad when people bring up your prison past? What were you expecting Joe and Melissa to do? Go back and make it not? Go back in time and stop both of you from fleecing banks and making fraudulent documentation? Girl, you gonna say you didn't intentionally commit a crime? The whole reason you went to jail was you tried to hide some jewelry and some other assets from bankruptcy court. You did. Oh God, Teresa, you did go to jail and now you want to say, oh, I can't believe she'd bring up the jail card. Well, you said her husband was cheating on her. So yeah, she's gonna pop you in the lip. So now we talking about how Marge and her husband can have an argument and then get right back on the good foot. And Jennifer says, well, he is very submissive to you. And you're submissive to your husband. Marge said, I wish your husband would dress you because he dresses beautifully. Marge gonna say, don't comment on a game you can't compete in. What game? So now we're going over the Jennifer and Marge fights. So we're talking about how she ended up sleeping with her boss. And Jennifer's gonna say, so this was the first time you've ever slept with a boss? Why are you insisting this woman slept her way to the top? Okay, now Jennifer clocking her pussy miles. Okay, well maybe that was a Me Too moment, but every other man you slept with isn't. Oh my goodness, so now she's calling Marge a slut. Marge said, well, at least I'm at the top. You only slept your way to Paramus. You instigate, I retaliate. Now, Melissa says, I do feel like you try to slut shame her. You've definitely been on that this season, and I don't know why. She called you a concubine, but that's what you act like, Jennifer. Oh, child, Jennifer said, well, you treating your husband like a punk on national TV. Oh, goodness. So we ended on a bombshell. Marge is the cause of the rumor, according to Jennifer. But do we believe her? I don't think so. And that's where we leave it. Well, I'll see you soon for the Allegedly Show.